And welcome back. AARP is nonpartisan and does not endorse any candidates for any political office, but they are driving this van across the state to encourage people to vote.
That's right.
Yep, and we know that people age 50 and over in higher percentages vote than any other demographic.
Smart people.
Very
Lisa
smart.
Lamkins is here from AARP. She's here to discuss the Be the Difference vote campaign. So good to see you.
Well, thank you. Happy to be here this morning.
Yeah, I love hearing the fact that people over 50 are so likely to vote. I think they're really engaged in our country. They're engaged in the politics. The thing that I love that Tyler mentioned, you guys are nonpartisan. So it's not about, you know, the ads that we're seeing all the time. This is really just information on the issues that are important to people who are over age 50.
It is, and it's a very positive campaign. We're really focused on older voters. We obviously for many years have made sure that the public and candidates know about the issues that are important, but really for one of the first times we put the focus on older voters. They're the most reliable voters, and the thing is they can really make a difference in the election, and we want to make sure that older voters are getting out to vote.
I think it's interesting too that they've seen so many years of politics. They've seen how sometimes how their voice can matter, how it really can, you know, be a difference to get out and vote. So that's what Be the Difference vote means, is to get out and make that difference.
You know, one of our concerns about it is while older voters get out and they can make all the difference in an election, this is a midterm election coming up, and we still see a drop-off in older voters when it comes to the midterm. That's why our focus really is on every single one of us can be the difference. You know, we can be the difference and vote. Every vote counts, including yours. So that's our focus.
Yeah, so you make a fantastic point too, because there's a certain enthusiasm, it seems, for a presidential election, right? And not quite as much for a midterm. But the midterms are incredibly important, right? There's no question about it.
This election is going to be huge.
Absolutely, very, very important. So it's also important for people to make a symbolic pledge to vote. How can they go about doing that?
Well, there are a couple of different ways. Probably one of the easiest ways for your viewers is to go to our website. It's aarp.org/vote, and people can pledge to vote. It's a nonpartisan pledge. We know that people tend to actually do something if they make that commitment, right? People will get out and vote if they have a plan, if they make the commitment. So you can pledge to vote, and it really just says that you plan to be the difference and vote in this upcoming election.
So it's just symbolic. It's not an actual vote. This is just you saying, I'm going to be accountable to this commitment.
Right. We want to make sure that candidates and especially elected officials, once they get elected, know that older voters were out there. And we want them to pay attention to those issues because they know that older voters are going to go to the polls.
Well, and you mentioned that you're focusing on issues this round that are important to people 50 plus. So what are some of the issues that you're highlighting?
Well, we have 5 key issues. Probably not surprisingly, Social Security is one of them, making sure that is strong for future generations too, not just for the people who are currently getting it. Also preserving and strengthening Medicare. Affordable health care is a top issue in this election. Making sure that Medicaid is there for people who depend on it. It's really a lifeline for low income and for older people who rely on Medicaid. Bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. We hear this everywhere we go. The high cost of drugs is key. And then supporting family caregivers. A lot of people don't think about the number of caregivers in Wisconsin. We have 578,000 unpaid family caregivers who are helping out family members, and they need support.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things that can be intimidating to a voter is to actually engage and have a productive conversation with the candidates, right? Is there, do you encourage that? Is there a way to go about doing that to facilitate that communication?
Absolutely. Well, first I'll say AARP has done for our members telephone town halls with the candidates for U.S. Senate.
Great idea.
We held one last week with Senator Baldwin, and we have one coming up next week with Leah Vukmir. So we're trying to provide an opportunity for our members to talk directly to those candidates. But anyone can connect with candidates. I encourage folks to visit candidate websites. Follow them on social media. Candidates are all over Facebook these days.
Yes, they are.
And you know, the candidates want your votes. Make them work for it. Call their campaign office. Go down to the campaign office. Ask the candidate or one of their representatives, because the candidates aren't always there. Ask them questions about the issues that matter most to you.
If we see we've got these pictures of your vans and everything out in the community. If we see this, what does it mean to people? Should we come up to the van? Do we just give a little wave?
Yes. No. If you see the AARP voter van out in the community, by all means, come up and chat with us. We have traveled over 8,000 miles so far in the AARP voter van. We have been in Superior to Kenosha. We've been in every congressional district. We're at tons of events and where we have sort of paper copies of that pledge form.
Yes.
So we're at activities and events, inviting people to come learn more about the issues. We give people handouts on questions they can ask candidates, and we offer a pledge that they can sign.
I think it's great. So you can learn a lot more by visiting your website, learning more about the whole vote with AARP as well. So here's the website so that you can learn more about the issues that may be important to you with AARP Wisconsin. It's aarp.org/vote to learn more about those issues, as well as the Be the Difference vote campaign that you guys are running. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.